Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a while since I posted, and I don't really remember where I used to post these, so I guess what I'll do is I'll post this whichever one of my YouTube accounts has the most followers at the moment. Except my finance channel, because that's finance related stuff. This isn't really finance related. This is the stream of conscious videos that I used to take, where the rule was that I can watch the previous video that I made only, and then have to make another one. Like, I can't go back 2 videos and watch it. I just have to watch it, and if I like it, I post it, or I just post it anyway. But anyway, that's beside the fact. Hope you can hear me well. I'm driving, as you can tell. And something popped up in my head. I have a class coming up soon on why the party system is not the right institution for keeping a republic functioning properly at a steady state. And what occurred to me is, okay, so the setup for this is that when things are going badly in politics, what people do, what the party leaders encourage people to do, and the politicians do, and encourage people to do, is to look at the other side, at the other side's faults, and blame them for the problem. Depending on where you are geographically, and also where you are mentally, the people that you listen to, depending on the target market for them, you are in one or the other group. You're told to look over there and blame them for the problem. And that is inherently the party structure, and it's the party dynamic. Like, that is how the party is built, organized, and run. So I go into more detail. I won't do it right now, but I can go into more detail further as to why the party is not the right mechanism. But inherently, that is what the problem is one of the problems with the parties. Now, if I look at my life, for example, and I look back 5 years, 10 years, from my point of view, objectively, my life was in a better situation 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, I was in a better place in my life situationally 5 and 10 years ago than I am today, for various reasons. Basically, the stuff that I had, not the physical stuff, but what I had 5 and 10 years ago is what I now want and don't have. And what I wanted 5 and 10 years ago is what I now have today. So it's backwards, it's flipped. What I wanted, I didn't really want. And what I had is what I now want. So I didn't understand this stuff to be able to make educated decisions and live my life in such a way that it would get me more of what I wanted, right? See, if I had just done nothing and made no decisions 5 and 10 years ago, there's various crux points in my life where I made a decision. I stepped in and said, I'm going to stop this from happening, or I'm going to change this. And those are the points, the defining points which caused me to get, into a bad situation. All right? So if I were to go back, for example, and redo that, then I would have just done nothing. shall we do? I went the wrong way. But that means I just had more time to make this video. Right? So what are we going to do? What choice are we going to make and that sort of thing? It's kind of the question that we ask ourselves when things are not going very well. Wow, my camera flips over. It's kind of interesting. All right. Okay. So there's another problem with the party system. It's like we got to do something all the time. We got to fight back. You know? We have to answer the injustice or the tragedy that the other team is doing with some action of our own. You know, we need to raise money for this activity that we do. We got to step in and stop it to solve the problem. Okay. So, keeping in mind that, for my life situation, I have nobody to blame for the fact that I have a worse situation now than I did 5-10 years ago. I have nobody to blame for that other than myself. Like, I am 100% fully responsible. Okay? There's nobody else to blame. I can't blame my parents. I can't blame the society. I can't blame God. I mean, I can make up things to blame about all these. You know, I could blame my parents, I could blame society, I could blame the schools for not teaching me whatever. I could blame God, like, why you do this? Like the guy in Habakkuk. The prophet is asking these questions. But I have nobody to blame other than myself. Like, I'm fully responsible. And so the same exact thing goes, big surprise for the parties. The party, I have never ever heard a party leader or a person that people listen to in the parties, the ownership of the party leaders, the party bosses, even the president. I've never heard Trump say this. I've never heard Biden say this. I've never heard any president say this. Anyone who has any influential position in a party, I've never heard any of them say that. They put the blame on the other side. And they put the responsibility on the other side too. They are responsible for the decline. They are responsible for the problem. But in reality, each person is responsible for the decline themselves, like I am as well. My life would have been better if I had not been an idiot 5 or 10 years ago. 5 and 10 years ago. Okay? Similarly, I'm going to pick on the Republican Party because I am a Republican, registered as a Republican. I don't know for how much longer. But if the Republican Party were honest, they would say the Republican Party is responsible for the decline. The Republican Party is responsible for these things. The Democrats are not. In San Francisco, even though they occupy all the seats of power and all the elected positions, they're not responsible because they were in power. They're, doing their best and whatever. If they could have done better, they would have. It doesn't matter what the excuse is. Whether they're incompetent, they're bought and paid for, they have blackmail going on them, it doesn't matter what the excuse is. It is not their responsibility. It's your own responsibility. And the Democratic Party should be talking to their own people. Democrat leaders and people of influence and the owners of the party. You know, the parties have owners, right? They're for-profit companies. The Democrat leaders should be saying the same to their people. Look at yourselves. The Democratic Party is responsible for the decline. Not the Republicans. They're not even in office. They don't have any positions. So it's not their fault. It's not their responsibility either. But that doesn't raise any money. That doesn't, people don't like to hear that. I think the parties would be a lot smaller and be able to recruit a lot less if they talk like that. I know one church that talks like that, and it's a very small church. Jesus' church started out very small. But the institution that he started has endured until this day. So, there might actually be something to the whole thing. So anyway, we've gone over 10 minutes now. I'm going to listen to this primarily for the audio quality and see how it is, but I'm going to go in here and do some shopping first and then come back out. Alright, see ya, bye.